Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this video, I'm going to tell you a story of what they really never tell you when going into self-publishing. About, geez, I don't even know how long ago it was. It seems like it's been such a long road. Um, Maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I started down this road of, well, earlier than that actually. I always wanted to have my own comic book. I even wrote a script way back when to create my own comic. And when I was in university, and I always dreamed having my own comic be the big goal, comic collector. And I decided I'd make it happen. And it just seemed like 2.5 years ago that an opportunity kind of arose where I could maybe make that dream come true. And the dream was this, that I'd have my own comic and I'd bring some of the love that I have for the golden age to you, to everybody that buys the comic and appreciates what I do. So I basically ponied up my own money, took a big risk on a person that I had met through basically wanting to buy blast off girls of all comics. Like there was a Kickstarter that was done for a comic called Blast Off Girls. One of my subscribers recommended the book to me, and it started me down this weird rabbit hole where I met Stephen, another Stephen, not the Stephen you might know, but Stephen, the guy that is a publisher. And I said I had this cool idea for a golden age comic, and I would I'd do all the writing. I just need to work with artists, and they can do they can do the pinups. It's basically a pinup comic in the way I was envisioning it. And so we put it all together. We got the artists. I wrote the script for it, and we put it all together. And then we took another year to get all that together. And then we finally did the Kickstarter. And I want to say thank you to all the people that did support my Kickstarter. Now, I can only tell you my side of it. I know Stephen, he actually worked really hard. He bent over backwards to try to get this comic out. And there was just so many things that they didn't tell us about when putting this comic out. The publisher that he had always used all of a sudden decided that they weren't available anymore for small projects. So we had to use a different publisher. So yeah, printer, I should say, different printer. And artists that promised us artwork were late on artwork. There was just so many things that were happening behind the scenes, and all the time I'm trying to promote this Kickstarter to you, to hopefully inspire you guys to be interested in this Kickstarter, come up with some cool things to show you guys. And it was a challenge. I had to I really felt like I put a lot into it. I put a lot of my soul into this comic. I was pitching it pretty much every week for the time that I was on Kickstarter. I was just and I felt guilty actually. I hate pitching. I hate selling my own thing sometimes. I really don't feel comfortable. Like I feel like I'm like a used car salesman or something. But I really did believe in this comic. And so finally Kickstarter was completed. It actually funded within an hour of needing to reach its goal. Now the trick was, to be honest, that goal was really based on me already funding the comic. It was me just maybe even recouping a little bit of the money back, which was not nearly what I put into it. But then the goal, when that money came in, well, the goal became, hey, maybe we can get enough to kind of recover the money that I put in and maybe fund another comic, another issue of this book. So we actually achieved that goal. So I got the money back that I invested in it. Not quite, but most of it, I should say. And and then I was able to fund the edition, second issue of this comic. But there's a lot of things that I didn't know going into this. I didn't know much about how to set up a Kickstarter for comic books. I had worked with clients with their Kickstarters and gave them marketing advice about it, but I had never actually set up a Kickstarter. So I was really relying on Steven, who had that experience, to set it up. And there was so many issues, like, because the way he did it and the way I was envisioning it were two separate ideas. So the way he did it was he thought of it as being one comic and just add-ons. And I was like, no, 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 you got to have it where people can choose which comic they want. But it wasn't set up that way. So it was really awkward. Most people were complaining. We lost hundreds of orders just because people couldn't fill out the order. It was crazy. It was just like, oh, how is this going to work? But eventually we did get through it. And then, so we went to get published, get it printed, And as I said, the printer tells us, oh, we can't work with you anymore. So we get another one. We actually get two other printers. I didn't know that until later. Because the thing is with the printers, when you do certain types of printing, certain printers can do it and others can't. So we had special covers. Well, some printers can do it, other printers can't. Long story short, we had two printers. So we get the books back. There's damages. We send them and we say, okay, we can't accept these. Return them. Get them back again. Other damages. It's like, oh, come on, please. Some books were okay, some books weren't. So we had to get them back. We had to destroy all the copies so that there'd be the numbers that we said that there would be on the Kickstarter. But finally, yesterday, the books arrive. The books are in. They're getting sent out. So, but that was how many months later? We finished the Kickstarter, I think, in July or maybe July or August of last year. And now it's like, it's March of the following year. So it's like, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 8 months. It's 8 months of like telling people it's coming. Really, the comic is in the mail. It's on its way. It's really going to come. It's really going to come. And I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on because I wasn't the one that was dealing with the printers. I wasn't the one dealing with the artists. I wasn't, all I did was commit financially and commit the face of the comic in terms of you guys that supported it. I was that person. I was the spokesperson in a way. It was hard because I would ask my partner. He wouldn't know either because the printers would tell him 20 different things, and we didn't know when these books were coming. And it was very challenging. I'm like telling people what I know. I try to help as much as possible, and I really do appreciate all the people who stayed with me in this project. I mean, a couple people backed out, and we refunded them. But majority of you guys stayed with me and trusted me, despite the fact that I had told you, I think originally October. And then I said, oh, no, it'll be December. Oh, no, it'll be January. Oh, no, it'll be March. Well, geez. It's like, I keep on, like, I didn't know. I just, and that's one of the things that when you're self-publishing and you don't have those controls, it is really, really challenging. And I just wanted you guys to know that I really was trying everything I could to make sure that you guys get the comics, and they're beautiful when you get them. I hope that I achieve that when you get them, that you like them. I really do want it to be labor of love and something that you guys appreciate. So I've been told that as I said, they arrived yesterday and they are being mailed out. So all the people that haven't gotten their comics yet, they're getting mailed out. And so what I want from you guys is just to tell me when you receive the books. Hopefully you get them fine. Hopefully they arrive safely. We're throwing in some extra stuff for some people, just because of their, to say thank you for being patient with us. Um, and yeah, there's a lot that I learned from this Kickstarter. I learned that you got to set it up correctly. You got to set up connections with people. Like, I got to say thank you to K-pop, who, supported this Kickstarter. And she also allowed me to go on her channel and promote my comic on her channel. And that's really important when you're doing self-publishing, is to know people that can help you get your Kickstarter out there to a bigger audience. And I, have to thank all the people like Stephen Gentner, different Stephen, who also supported me. He was, I was a bit shy about promoting my book in a way. I'm, it's weird. It's a weird thing with me. I hate asking for money. It's a weird thing. You should see me with my clients. I hate invoicing my clients, but I have to. It's like, but I feel the same way with this comic. I hated asking people for money. And he would actually promote it, and I really do appreciate all the people that trusted me and supported me. And if you ever want to do self-publishing, you really need to have all of these other people around you to support you. It's really, really important. You have to make those connections. You have to reach out to as many people who will be your supporters. It's like friends and family, right? You got to get all your friends and family to buy it, and you got to get their friends and family. It's like you got to kind of spread the word. But having people like K-pop, for example, who has her channel and is really devoted to supporting the community, is great. Even people like Bleecker Street Comics, and Biggie Shack, Immortal Biggie Shack, really did support me as well. Even Night Tiger, and a few others, where they let me on their channels to promote my comic. Big B McFly, I think, helped a little bit as well. And there's so many of these other comic YouTubers helped me go onto their channels and supported me. My friend Mark Oldroyd from Sunley Comics also helped. I actually got orders from the UK because I was on his channel, so flogging my wares and getting the story out there about my comic. So I really appreciate all the people that supported me within the community, and you, the viewers, that supported me. And I'm kind of putting this out there just so you know all the stuff that is happening in terms of getting this book out, and how stressful it was. Like, I had like crazy things going on with my real life, and then to have this, and people just constantly like emailing me or texting me or whatever, where's the book, where's the book? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like trying to support them. Yeah, it was a very long road, and I really hope that at the end of the road that everybody's happy with what they get. And I just want to say thank you. That's really what this video is all about, me saying thank you, and also trying to give you guys some sense that if you ever want to go down that road of doing your own Kickstarter, do it. It'll probably cost you about $5,000 to $10,000 to get it to go out, to actually set it up. Find people like that have connections, or meet with artists, engage with people in the community, and leverage as much support as you can. Yeah, and just do it. And hopefully you'll have as good of an experience as I did, or better. Hopefully better than my experience, where people, I'm actually, want to say how amazed I am by people's patience. Like, as I said, it was 8 months since I promised that this book would be out, and it just was such a long road. And I'm glad that it's finally getting out to people. I feel like I just, that was the big thing for me. Like, I felt like the captain of a sinking ship sometimes, where, this, like, I'm just waiting for these comics to arrive, and I'm feeling like the ship is sinking, and I know that I'm going to go down with the ship because I'm the one that's going to receive the books last. I'm going to make sure that everyone else gets their comics before I get my comics, even though I put my money into it. I'm never going to see that money. Um, I really wanted to make sure that everybody got it first, and as long as as I said, as long as you have that attitude when you're doing this, that you do this as a kind of a labor of love, I think it'll be successful. So I hope this was successful. I'm not 100% sure about that, but um, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, again. I don't know. This is kind of a weird video. I feel kind of emotional about this because it's like, I feel like it's finally happening. I'm finally getting the books out to people. Just, been such a long road. It's just so crazy. So again, I just wanted to say thank you. And I hope this video makes sense to the people that haven't supported my Kickstarter, don't know what I'm talking about, haven't been involved with Kickstarters. Trust me, watch some of my old videos where I was trying to promote it. You'll see all the work that I put into it. It was a long road. There's just so much stuff that you guys didn't see, like dealing with artists sending in subpar work, dealing with, especially because I'm trying to translate golden age characters that people don't know anymore. I'm like, this is kind of what the character looks like, and I get really weird art. Like, no. And then dealing with printers that don't want to print your book for whatever reason, or being put at the bottom of a list because there's some convention that they want to print those comics out first. It's like, okay, thank you. So many things that they just don't tell you when you're trying to self-publish, that it's not as easy as you might think. You think, oh, just go to the printer, print the books, it should be simple. No, it's not. And then I just think of my partner Steven, who just did all this work where he's manually sending out the books himself. He got the books sent to him, and he's putting them into the boxes, he's shipping them out to everybody, and he's doing his best to make sure that everybody gets them as quickly as possible, and as mint as possible. So yeah, I just want to, again, I feel like I have to say thank you a million times, but I really do feel like I owe everybody a thank you a million times. So I know this is a bit of a rambly video, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. Please, give me your feedback in the comments below, and I do appreciate, again, everybody. So one last thank you. Bye for now.